So hi guys, welcome. I am live. Let's do this. So my name is Nymfria and I do lots of fantasy football content, lots of information about football in general, and I love to do a bit of gaming too, stuff like Rocket League and FIFA, and I'm actually really looking forward to the Crash Bandicoot that's about to come out. So this is by far one of the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done, so bear with me. I'm just going to let people on Twitter and things know that I'm live so that hopefully a few more people can join me. Hang on a second. Where are my people at? Where are my people at? Let me see. Okay, I've just tweeted now, so we'll just see what happens. See if anyone joins us. This will be interesting. So, also, while I'm here, I'm just going to test some stuff like what happens with the sound and what happens if I stick some music on in the background, that sort of thing. So, just so I can get used to it. So, when the fantasy football season comes around, hopefully I'll have a bit more of an idea of what's going on. So, let me put this down here again and see if anyone is with us. I'm just going to take a drink. And I'm going to do a bit of texting while I'm here and let people know that I am live. So, this is riveting television for you guys, isn't it? So come and ask me some football questions. Come on, there's got to be people out there. Hang on, let me head over to Twitter and tell my peeps what's going on. So, how's your guys' days been anyway? I mean, it's beautiful here. I don't know what it's like where you guys are. Let me know what's going on. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm probably going to be here by myself at the moment. There's nobody else around. So, hoping somebody drops in soon. Hey! Hello, PND. How you doing? I gotta remember there's not a delay on this, haven't I? Oh, I'm gonna go so red. So, I'm good. And what have you been up to? So, oh, I've got first question. Hey, do you think with all big names coming to Premier League and changing clubs, might up-and-coming season be one of the most interesting ones? Good question. I do actually. I think there's a lot of big hitters that have come to the Premier League this season. So it'll be interesting to see how they fit in. People like Lacazette to Arsenal. Obviously, he's known really big in France, but we don't know much about him. Even as an Arsenal fan, I didn't know too much about him. So I'm thinking he will be an interesting one because they don't always do brilliantly when they've come from abroad to play in the Premier League because it's a whole different ball game, so to speak. So what question do you have up next? Do any of you guys play the FPL? I keep forgetting there's delay, so you can have like masses of space of me just chatting and then quiet. Remember to talk, Nim. Remember to talk. Sorry, so let's go see if we can grab some more people over from Twitter here. I keep forgetting you can't see me actually doing this, which is no help to you guys whatsoever, is it? So, live on YouTube, people, come speak to me. There we go. See if somebody else joins us, is it? Right, next question. That's a nice picture at the back. Thank you very much, thank you very much. Picked out by my own fair hands. It's beautiful, don't you think? Yep. Oh, next season will be the third one. I think I started about 5 years ago. Mostly mini leagues though, so yeah, it's been interesting joining Twitter last season there's a lot of emphasis on OR, overall rank, for those of you obviously that don't know what that means. And I didn't know that was even a thing. I really didn't know that was even a thing until I got to Twitter and everyone was like, what's your overall OR? And I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I've never really focused on it before. So I think that this year I want to make my YouTube team less of a community team. I hope you guys are all right with that. And next season I'm going to be more competitive. That's the plan, to try and do it my way, I think. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. And I'm joining a few more leagues. I've actually got a new website on the go, as you can see at the top there, www.fpljournal.com, where I'll be doing some blogs about my teams, and there'll be some other people joining me there, so make sure you check that out throughout the season. I'll be doing more podcasts with people, I hope, and maybe doing a few of my own podcasts. Yeah, there's lots of exciting things to come. Oh, I've got some more questions. Who do you reckon will join Arsenal next? Oh, good question. There's a lot of chat about Mahrez. Maybe he could join, so we'll have to see. And hang on, you guys, before I just carry on with that thought, I'm gonna check my live subscribers. I hope you guys are all subbing here for the new season coming up. Make sure you do that for me. Hang on. Who we got now? How many we got? Oh, I've gained a couple. That's brilliant. Who else do I think will come to Arsenal next season? What do you guys think? Do you think Arsenal will keep Sanchez next season? I hope we do. I really hope Arsenal keep Sanchez next season. I think him, Ozil and Lacazette could be deadly. But also, if he goes to Man City, him and Aguero and Sané and Jesus will be just as scary, if not more scary. So hopefully Arsenal keep hold of Sanchez. Who have I got next? Hey Nim, are you more on taking hits or saving transfers? Okay, so before last season, I was all about saving my transfers. I was really, really careful. Didn't like spending my money. I was like hoarding it all in a bank. I was like, you can't have it. So I was like really fruitful with my money and really fruitful with my hits. However, last season when I joined Twitter, I found myself kind of getting all kind of caught up in it all and doing a lot more transfers and spending a lot more money. What I have figured out is that I don't think either or works better. So I think it depends on how your season's going. I think if you start well and you're having a really great season, then a small amount of transfers and not spending massive amount of money will see you through the season. However, if like me last season you're doing terribly, then I almost think it's worth taking the hits, because I think if you're down, then the only way you're going to change it is if you bring in the players that you need. So based on that, sometimes it's better to take the hits. I know one week I took an 8-point hit, which I never would have done in the past, like ever. But it got me, I think, like 20 something extra points that game week. So it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. I have like one friend that plays FPL, but he always forgets to change his squad, so it's boring to play leagues against different people. I don't know. Yeah, I understand. If you have friends that you're active with and they've joined your FPL and then they give up halfway through the season, it can be pretty tough. Luckily, my group of friends were always pretty active. We might have had a little something on it, but That's on the hush hush, don't tell anybody, which I think makes people stay interested. And we always have one or two people, obviously, that drop out. But in the whole, it meant that people stayed interested. So maybe you just need to kind of get them interested with a bit of a wager. So, not that I'm endorsing that kind of thing. It can be a chocolate bar, a packet of crisps, or whatever your thing is, you know. Do you think Rudiger will be a success at Chelsea? Oh gosh, I don't know much about him. Maybe you guys can tell me a bit about him. You tell me about Rudiger. I don't know very much about him. This is where I'm gonna fail down on you, I think, for you guys. Let me see if anyone else can join us from Twitter. By the way, I'm gonna have a test on some music in a minute, and you guys can tell me whether or not you can hear it, cause you know it'd be great to know whether things are working properly for the start of the season. So let's see. Who do I have? Who do I have on here? Tube and Lab. Just gonna keep kind of trolling people until more people join us. He's gonna be central defender, maybe cover for Cahill. Oh, okay. Thought about starting some subscribers for fights. So to the Rudiger comment that he'll be playing central defence, maybe cover for Cahill. I had Cahill in my team quite early on last season, I think, for a little bit, and he was kind of cool to have around. And but yeah, I think Chelsea had such a good defence last season. It's really hard to tell how a new person will fit in. I guess it depends on whether they'll keep Alonso. Do you think they'll keep Alonso? I think possibly they'll keep Alonso. So, and thought about starting some FPL fan leagues with subscribers and followers. Yes, definitely. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you follow me on Twitter, and I will be passing you guys out all the information you need to come and play against moi. And probably kick my booty, because, you know, I always start terribly, so it'll be lots of fun. Who would be your pick as a striker in the FPL if Morata comes to Chelsea? Okay, so before, a couple of weeks ago, I was dead set on Jesus, Kane and Gale as my three up top. Now it's all going to depend on prices, obviously, but that might get changed around a bit, because obviously now we have Lacazette, as you say, you guys, or Chelsea have Morata, and there's some other big people. Salah forward, and obviously now we have Kingy, who's made it to the forwards, so that's going to be good, I think. Actually, I'm not. I don't know why I said that. I'm actually quite disappointed that Kingy's going to be a striker next season. I'm really quite disappointed, because Kingy was like the person I was kind of like championing, you know, last season, and he was nice to have in midfield, and now I don't have that. So, right, okay. Let me see here. Let me just see if there's anyone else coming over to join us. Come join us on the live stream. Do you guys like I'm saying live? Okay. yes, they will keep Alonso, but it will be a shame if he's classified as a midfielder. I agree. Although he was very expensive, well, he felt very expensive for a defender last season, and it was always quite hard keeping him, in both teams and making sure he fitted in with the amount of money that he cost, basically. So, as long as he's a cheap midfielder, might actually work out better for us. But I had him when he went nuts last season, so I'm very grateful for that. Lukaku to United, Man United. Yeah, it's looking that way. It's definitely looking that way. And somehow Man United always happen to be really scary at the start of the season. They always seem to have a load of transfers that just get really scary. Basically, you look at the team and you think, how is anyone going to beat them this season? And I think that signing makes them quite scary again. So, what do you think of the whole Rooney going to Everton thing? What do you guys think of that? So let me know on that. And I'm going to see if I'm going to chuck some music on. Let me know if you guys can hear it or not. So I have some music on now. Let me know if the stream is picking that up. Please, guys. Thanking you. Lukaku in United is going to be a disappointment, such as Pogba, I think. As I say, they always manage to look quite scary at the beginning of the season. Whether or not that translates well into people actually doing what they're hyped up to do hasn't been fruition so far. So hopefully for United people and for FPL people, he will settle and do well there. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I cried watching Rooney video. Yeah, he should get a chance to play in first 11. Do you think he'll get first 11 time? I'm not sure. I don't know if he will. Hopefully, I think he's a good player, and I think he's got a lot of experience. He's got a lot to give to Everton. I mean, do they have anyone out? Have we heard any more transfer news about anyone else coming in for him? So I don't know. Let me see what else have we got. Is Pogba a worth to consider in this year's FPL? My initial reaction is yes. I've seen a lot of teams set up already with Pogba in. However, I got trolled really badly by United last season. I would put somebody in my team and then Jose would not play them. And although Pogba is pretty much nailed on, what happens there is that the consistency in the teams playing gets messed up a bit. And then that means that consistent players like Pogba might not do as well as they should do. So I guess it depends on whether Jose starts rotating the teams a lot. It'd be really, really great to see some pre-season training, I think, and let's maybe make a decision from there. So that'll be good, and hopefully, if you look at Chelsea last season, they were really consistent with who they set up until towards the end when they pretty much had the league won. So consistency is key, I think, definitely. Yeah. Doesn't have this. Oh, hello! Hey! Juno! Well, his name's JNO. But, when I did his videos for him, I gave him the nickname Juno, and then I messed it up in the videos by not putting that in the edit. So, just saying hi, dude. And what you're saying to me. Doesn't have the stats to take a gamble on Rooney. Rudiger is apparently signed for Chelsea. Oh, well, there you go. Thanks for that. Just chuck that in there. What was I gonna chat to you guys about? Oh, what do we think about the King and Defoe partnership this season? And do we think Bournemouth are going to be more threatening now with people like Aki back in the squad to help shore up the defence again and allow Aki and Defoe to do Aki? Oh, shut up, Nim. For Kingy and Defoe to do their thing. What do we think? Sorry, I'm just chatting to people on Twitter. So, trying to have several conversations. Not fun for you guys, obviously. Can you hear the music? I need to know if you guys can hear the music. Give me a shout out and say, yes, we hear music. Shall I turn it up? Can you hear that? Oh. So, let me know what you guys think is the top 3. Oh, hang on, what have we got? Josh King as a forward is a hit off-putting. And yes, I can hear music. Okay, brilliant. Cheers, thanks for that. I'll just turn it down a bit. So, and now you have my face in the camera, sorry about that. Yeah, I know, I understand what you mean. Kingy going forward as a forward is off-putting to me as well. I was just saying that earlier on in the live stream that it's not great and I'm not happy about it because I really championed him last season as a midfielder, and now as a striker I don't know if I can fit him in. I just genuinely, I have 3 spots and I already think I know who I want in those 3 spots, and I don't think I can squeeze Kingy into those 3 spots. So, however, I do think that it could make that Bournemouth partnership quite interesting, so we will have to keep an eye on that, I think. The chef has arrived. Hello there. Welcome. Oh, I'm so nervous, you guys. You would not believe this is. Everyone's just left. But, well, hello to you who stayed. But, yeah, ask me some questions. You think he'll drop to midfield now that he has signed Defoe? Yeah, well, do the FPL often change it once they've already marked it? I don't know. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, what else did I have here? Oh, what do we think of Maguire to Leicester? You guys can tell me about that. Do you think it was a good signing? Do you think it was an alright signing? Or do you think actually it's not really going to help Leicester whatsoever in defence? Okay. Opinion on Sané price. What was his price, Chef? I did see that they announced it, but I didn't catch what it was with getting all the live stream stuff set up. So yeah, no, I agree. In the market at 17 mil, probably decent where Van Dijk is going for 17 mil. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. 8.5. Ooh, that's quite steep, isn't it? I think he's worth it. If Sanchez comes, will he get as many FPL points next season though? That would be my worry. If Sané is pushed out, because Sanchez is such a kind of grabber of the ball. He will just he'll be like a magnet to the ball and he wants it all of the time. So I think it could make Sané's FPL points just kind of go, and so will he still be worth 8.5? I don't know. If Sanchez doesn't go to City, then he could well be worth it because Pep seems to like him and I think he will get regular game time. So he's certainly on my watch list, put it that way, Chef. What content do I have planned for the season? Okay, so just launched the website above, FPL Journal, so you will get some blog content on there and some podcast content. I hope, hopefully doing some myself, but hoping to be on some other channels as well, so keep your eyes on my YouTube channel for that. And what else do I have coming? Hopefully revamping my graphics. I'm kind of doing that frantically now, so be revamping some graphics. I want to bring you guys some more stats this season, and just a little bit less about my own FPL team and some more FPL teams in general, because I didn't do as much of that last season. I was just kind of getting the flow of things last season. So. Outside of FPL, some defenders, FPL-wise is a good addition, but Leicester don't appeal to me too much defensively. Yeah, I agree. Leicester are a tough one, because when they won the Premier League that season, I had Morgan as my defender, as one of my defenders for most of the season, and he got fantastic bonus points. He was a bit like my Jagielka last season, and where a lot of people didn't have him, and he just kind of chugged away there in my team. But then last season, Morgan was just awful and was injured most of the time. So I'm not saying that it's a great thing at all to put your eggs in the basket for a Leicester defender, put it that way. I think we'll have to see how they start off. But what do we think of, what was it? Where did it go? Zabaleta to West Ham. What do we think of that one? Who will be this year's Alonso, in my opinion? Ooh, good question. Well, hopefully Alonso. Hopefully Alonso won't disappear. Hopefully we'll all still have Alonso. Just discussing earlier, obviously, if he becomes a midfielder, then that makes life possibly difficult, maybe better, I don't know. But that is a tough question. Just shove me in the mud there, Chef. Oh, stats, yes, Jono, stats, your thing. I know. But I've got to shove a few more in there for the people, because they need to see me do some stats, you know. Just a few. Just a few. Just a few. Okay. Yeah, Sabaleta free. Ka-ching. You wouldn't say no to that, would you? Well, I don't think you would anyway. Jano is saying Trippier as Alonso. So, yeah. Or Aki. I think, you know, he's pretty good. Or watch out for Jagielka. He might do that. You never know. He did well for me towards the end of last season, definitely. So, yeah, thanks for that. Stat battle, stat off. Let's have stat off. No, I think you'll win every time. Definitely. And so, keeping on the theme of City defenders, I was going to say, what about Caballero? What do we think of that whole transfer? I've gone quiet again. I keep doing this like I'm on the phone and I'm waiting for somebody to answer me back. I'm really sorry. It's such a strange situation when you've never done it before. Have a stat off. Need glasses. Have a stat off live stream. Yeah, bring it on. Let's have a stat off live stream. What am I saying? I'd be rubbish at that. You're just trying to drop me in it now, lads. Just basically trying to drop me in it. Caballero, good backup. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm glad you guys agree with me. So make sure you vote in the poll. I think I put one on here somewhere. So make sure you vote in my poll. And who do we think is going to be the most important goalkeeper to have next season? What do we think about that? And as there's 4 of you watching, I'm assuming all 4 of you have already subbed. So lots of love to you guys. You my peeps. Thank you for that. Well, as long as Chef can provide me with more stats, then the stat battle is on. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I want to just check what happens when I turn the sound down on my live stream. So it's going to look a bit odd, but oh, hang on. So that was basically me just checking to see whether that just made my sound go quiet. So let me know if that happened. So, don't know why, but I keep slipping to the bottom. So, I'm just talking a bit of rubbish now. Everybody's talking about Salah. What do we think about Salah to Liverpool? Was that a great transfer? I think it was a pretty good transfer. He had some really good things about him, and I think if he links up with Coutinho and Firmino, that could be a scary 3-line, definitely. So and if you're considering getting one of them in your team, I'm not sure, unless you know a bit more about Salah than I already know about him, if he's one to put directly into your FPL team, because it might be worth seeing how he's going to get on in a bit of pre-season first, maybe in the first couple of matches before we kind of swarm. But Mane's back, and he could definitely be worth putting in your FPL team if you can afford the dollar. The dollar. Yeah, great transfer. When I looked at the stats, he was epic last year. Yeah, definitely. He's looking like one that's going to be really interesting to watch in the Fantasy Premier League next season, and I, for one, am looking quite forward to watching him, so definitely. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. It's been really cool. Thank you all for joining me, and that's it. That's my first live. Gosh, that was really scary, and I think I learned a few tips and tricks on how to use it and what to do, and you guys have been awesome. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to do a bit more of this during the season, especially if it's something you guys would like, and hope to see you soon. I will be doing a video very soon on my up and coming FPL team, and hopefully some more information and some more stats. Sorry, Jane, no. And yeah, so make sure you sub and you follow on Twitter and all those beautiful things. So until next time, love you all. Bye.